Hello again to all subscribers and listeners of this channel. Today we will be reviewing Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 4, Soldier. Another great episode with even better dialogue, some more foreshadowing, and great action. And a great transformation at the end. So let's go. Let's get to it. First thoughts. As far as Episode 4 goes, far more action than the previous episode. The pacing moved along really nicely. The action was well used, especially towards the end. And as far as that scene between Ymir and Reiner, what does that mean? And yes, I got confused. I got that scene confused with the shorter version of that scene in Episode 3. But overall, really nice episode. So let's get to the plot. So far, we start right out with when Castle Utgard is getting attacked by the Titans. But right when the senior scouts are starting to take on the Titans, the episode flashes back to about 2 hours earlier. That's when we see Reiner, Bertolt, Ymir, Krista, and Connie with the senior scouts discussing the situation. Now, everybody knows that there are Titans within the walls, within wall rows, yet no one knows where the Titans are coming from or how they got in. Connie starts speaking about the strange Titan he saw that looked like it fell on his house, the yellow-eyed one that spoke to him. Ymir breaks in and turns his statement into a joke and starts teasing him a little bit, and then gets a little bit pissed. Next scene, we see Reiner thanking Ymir for getting Connie to stop thinking about his strange encounter with that particular Titan, the yellow-eyed one. But right after that, Reiner notices that Ymir can read a language that he can't understand on that can of food she was looking at. Right when he begins to question her about how she's able to understand that language, that's when the Titans arrive, and the senior scouts go out to work. So they successfully cut down every single Titan that arrives. Meanwhile, Reiner saves Connie, has a flashback about a friend of his and Bertolt that got eaten by a Titan years ago, and everyone manages to kill two small 3-meter Titans that were able to get into the castle. One they crush with a cannon, and the other one, Reiner, Bertolt, Connie, and Ymir, are able to kick it out of a window and let it fall to his death. And it's at this point that everything seems alright until a second wave of Titans arrive, and some of the senior scouts get killed when they get blasted by a huge boulder thrown at them. And when this second wave of Titans arrives, it's twice or even more than twice as big as the first wave. So this time the scouts are tired. They have less of them that are alive. They're injured. Their ODM ear gas is running out. The Beast Titan seems to be coordinating the Titans to attack in a second wave. And the castle is literally crumbling all around them. It's at this point that Ymir asks Connie for the knife that he had, the same one they used to save Reiner when he was getting bitten. She walks over to Krista, makes a promise to Krista, leaps forward towards the Titan swarm before she transforms. And that's how the episode ends. As far as the animation, as always, the animation is on point. There's no flaws, absolutely nothing wrong as far as I can see. Interesting things that I noticed. One of the interesting things I did notice is when Reiner is lifting the Titan that bit him, I'm pretty sure that further confirms that Titans are much lighter than they look. Because a 3-meter Titan, roughly 9 to 10 feet tall, would be way too heavy to be lifted by a teenager. But Reiner was somehow able to lift it even while it was biting his arm. So I guess that confirms that, or at least leans towards that. Yeah, these things are not as heavy as they look. Now, as far as Ymir, she understands the strange language, but no one seems to say or point out what the language actually is or why she's able to read it. The best about the episode. The dialogue so far seems to be getting even better in terms of showing character interactions and alluding to some characters hiding something, mainly Ymir and Reiner. Their conversation was short, but really set the tone for something great to happen to either one of them or both of them later. So very good, I guess, illusion. The senior scouts, can't remember the names except Gelger, I think that's his name. He's the only one I can remember the name of. The rest of them I can't remember. But when they were cutting down the Titans over and over until they died, the whole entire sequence of that was epic, yet really sad and kind of depressing. So they went out with the blaze of glory ultimately. And the last great scene that I thought was really best about the episode is when Ymir is leaping through midair and she does her midair transformation. That whole sequence was epic, even though it didn't even finish. But the way they did it towards the end was completely epic. Absolutely nicely done. Nice CGI, very nice animation, very nice transition of that whole entire sequence. Worst about the episode, nothing really was bad. It's just one thing I think needs to be a little bit better is Krista's voice actor. Her voice isn't bad, but it feels like it fluctuates a little bit too much. Her voice sounds either slightly too deep or slightly too mature for a teenager, or it gets a little bit too high pitched and squeaky. And it's not horrible, but it gets a little distracting. So if you're up to me, it feels like the voice actress just needs to tweak that a little bit and find a much smoother range that fits the character. But other than that, there's nothing really wrong. Just needs to tweak that a little bit. Favorite scene? Definitely the Ymir leaping transformation. Again, felt like one of the main highlights of the entire episode. And as far as the episode score, another 9 out of 10 for me. Really nicely well done episode. No real problems. 9 out of 10. That's it. Overall, great episode that had good dialogue. The best dialogue was between Ymir and Krista, and that very short scene between Ymir and Raynor. Also good action, good animation, pretty much solid. And that's about it for now for this review. Stay tuned for more uploads. Rate, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more. I'm out. Peace.